Welcome back to episode 41 of the podcast. Today, I wanted to discuss with you how styling to sell can propel your design know-how and confidence. So, when I first started my journey into the interiors world, I started as a property stylist. And today, I just want to discuss with you some of the pros if you're starting out or if you're up for a bit of a pivot or if you're feeling a little bit stagnant and want to try something different, what it means to do property styling and how it can benefit your whole interior design business, really. So, a couple of reasons that I wanted to start that I decided to start as a property stylist was that I felt at the time that I was starting, it was an easier route to get into. So it would let me enter the industry. And I felt like I could break in a little bit easier. Now, did I have any of the insider knowledge? No. Did I know what to charge or any of those things? No, I didn't. I did have a friend, a school mum, who was in the industry, and she did help me at the start. So contact anyone that you can that you may know. I mean, the information is so much more readily available now, and the price list that I sell that you can download for $47, which I'll put the link in the show notes, also gives you an indication of the pricing to charge if you wanted to do property styling. But I guess at the start, it was something that I could do when I had all three kids at primary school. So it allowed me to do it during school hours. I could also start by doing family and friends because everyone we know at some stage will be selling their property. So my first property was actually my brother's sister-in-law's property that I styled to sell. And when the agent came in, I made sure that I was there to meet them. Okay. I had information to hand to them. And, I really had my fingers crossed that maybe they might go, wow, this property looks amazing. And this is someone that we want to work with. So family and friends are always selling, so you can get your foot in the door a little bit easier. The other thing, as I mentioned, yes, I could do it within school hours. So I could drop the kids off at school at Kiss and Drop, and then I could also be there to pick them up. So this was a job that was able to be done in school hours. Now, a little bit before this, just so to put this in perspective, I was also doing work with Heather Nettie King in doing magazine styling. Now, I absolutely loved doing magazine styling. But I knew at the time that it wasn't right for me. And that was because magazine styling, the days are long. You start very early and you finish very late. So I knew, even though I love that, it wasn't going to work in the hours that I had available to work. So property styling to sell for me was a really great way to get into the industry. I knew that I could style friends' homes or family. I knew that I could try and build some relationships with the agents. I could, work on building those relationships with the agents. So, firstly, when they came into my brother's house, I was there, as I said, and I had my business cards ready. And I also had a little pack that told them a little bit about me and what I was hoping to achieve. And that is how I got my foot in the door. Now, the beauty about this is if you can just build a relationship with one real estate agent, it allows you to build your portfolio very quickly. And what do I mean by that? I mean that what it does is it allows you to get before content, so behind the scenes content, so you can get before. Usually you can get either empty homes or some that are already partially styled. And you also get end images from the real estate agent that they're pulling off from realestate.com. Now, the big bonus here is you get before and afters, which you don't always get or that you don't get as quickly when you're working for Styling to Live, and you don't actually pay for them. So that's a great way to build your portfolio on Instagram and also in your website. The other thing that Property Styling to Sell allows you to do is you are pulling together homes very quickly, often in a day. Okay, so for me, I was selecting the stock from a third party. That would take a day. I was setting it up, which would take a day, and then a pack up would take another day. So, or half a day to pack up. Often pack ups were a little bit quicker, but it allowed me to work, as I said, within the school hours. It allowed me to get end photography very quickly. It allowed me to get lots of behind the scenes footage that I could put onto reels, that you can put into stories, and also onto posts. So it is a great content creator as well. And I highly recommend that you're creating content in everything that you do as an interior stylist, designer, or decorator. People want to see behind the scenes. So even if you're stopping on your way to a job, grab a coffee, take some pictures, take some footage. Everyone wants to see what you're doing. A day in the life of a designer or a property stylist would be amazing reel to create. So if you're at a third party and you're getting your you're tagging your products, which I used to do, the items that I wanted, the furniture, then take some behind the scenes footage of that as well. So it is great for content creation. And the beauty is, yes, you do build your portfolio very quickly. The other thing that it does is it makes you think on your feet. So the biggest thing is when you're fitting out homes is not everything goes to plan. Sometimes the furniture turns up and you may have a left hand facing sofa when you wanted a right hand facing sofa, for example. So it allows you, or it makes you think on your feet. You've got to be able to be resourceful. You've got to be able to think quickly, and you've got to be able to solve problems. And the best planned rooms can often come together not the way that you had intended, but often look better than what you could have imagined at the end. So maybe you've got issues with the rug. Maybe the coffee table you selected doesn't work, but you're able to layer it with another piece. So I always selected more furniture than I needed because I just always, there was, some little things that didn't go to plan on site. And I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit of buffer to carry me over. And also, sometimes the rooms need a little bit more filling out as well. Okay, so problem solving and planning is a huge thing in property styling to sell, and it allows you to build your confidence really quickly. And it is really a great stepping stone if you want to get into styling to live, because it allows you to go into properties and quickly think about the best way to lay out a room. So, in summary today, property styling to sell can be a very lucrative business. It is highly competitive in terms of pricing, but if you can differentiate yourself in some way, maybe it's the look that you contribute, and there are some amazing property stylists out there to look at. In actual fact, this Friday for International Women's Day, this will probably air after I've done this, but I'm actually interviewing Kat Brown from ARC. If you're not familiar with her, go and check her out. Her property styling is absolutely top of the game. She styles with a pop of color. She has a real differential, and I look forward to diving in deep and asking her some behind the scenes of her business and getting some insider goss on how she's been able to set up this amazing business. So I might come in a couple of weeks and give you a bit of a rundown on that, and hopefully I can get her on the podcast in the next couple of episodes as well. So in summary, great opportunity to start out in this industry. You can get your foot in the door, I would say not easily, but it is achievable. You've got to be strategic on how you do that. it is about building relationships with real estate agents. And that's a really important key here. You've got to be able to build relationships, and you've got to work out what you can deliver to the agent, because predominantly you are working with the client, but your real estate agent is the one that's going to be giving you work. So build relationships with the real estate agents. Okay. Great way to get in is through family and friends. If you need to do some jobs at the start just to get your foot in the door and build your portfolio, do that. If you want to pivot into this industry, start by doing that. And really, lots of behind the scenes content. So this actual role lets you create lots of content for your Instagram, which is so vital for growing your business and giving people an insight into what you can do, how you pull rooms together, and build your own confidence in building a property styling business. I hope you found that really informative. It's a great way. It is also a lot of hard manual labor. And, you get to hang pictures on your own. You get to move lots of furniture, drag couches, carry rugs. It is very labor intensive. And in actual fact, when I stopped property styling to sell, I actually ended up putting on 5 kilos because it really is. Like, you can get your steps up to 20,000 steps a day, particularly if you're doing multi-story homes. You're up and down steps, and you're just on the hop. So I moved from 9 till 3 while the kids were at school. I was actually moving that whole time. So no need to do a workout. This job, you can kill many birds with the one stone with this job. So if that's something that you're interested in, I really encourage you to, just explore it. Maybe do some work experience for someone as well. And have a look in the industry, see who's doing it well and what their point of difference is. And if you're thinking of getting into it, find out what your point of difference can be, okay? It's really important that as we come into the industry or as we pivot, that we really understand, how can we stand out and be different to everyone else that's in the industry? What's going to be our point of difference? So I encourage you to find that. It will help you and keep you in good stead for running a great business. And until next week, take care. And I look forward to bringing next week's episode and talk to you soon. Bye.